Welcome, welcome, welcome to C'est la vie, Tales of a Free Spirit. These girls is giggling today, hunty. Well, it's Memorial Day today, but how was y'all's Memorial Day weekend? I had a ball. I went to my auntie. My mom, I told y'all last week, my mom being in town, so she's here currently. Her birthday's tomorrow. So we all went to my auntie, Teacher Joy's house and celebrated Memorial Day. Everybody was there, took some pictures, so that was cute. And then that's pretty much it. What else did I do this weekend? Oh, me and Shay went out last night, had a ball, me, Shay, and Nene, so that was fun. Oh my God, y'all, and we was actually networking. I subscribed myself to 3 different people's YouTube things, so trying to get in the habit of promoting ourselves, but it's hard to do it when you're drunk. But we made it work. We definitely made it work. I met a little tourist, little razzle dazzle in a club or whatever. His name was Michael. He was cute. Yeah. And I met another Sagittarius. He was cute. Huh, Shay? Okay. But yeah, that was it. So we just pretty much vibed. Huh?
I gotta see.
You gotta see? Jury's still out on that one. But yeah, we had a ball. You know what? So since I've been home, right? And I go out, so being that I'm born and raised in Minneapolis, Minnesota, so like I said this before in the episode how I just be running into like old flames and stuff. So like, why did I run into this guy last night? And I fucking forgot who he was. Like I knew him. So like when I seen him, like my body was just like hug him because I knew him. But I could not remember how I knew him. And then it took Shay to be like, that's Michael, da-da-da. So I'm like, I don't know. So I had to literally go on Facebook. And
that is crazy to me too, still to this day.
I don't even know how I forgot.
DJ, you weird.
And I used to be like in strong like.
In strong love.
Whatever. But I don't know how I forgot. Like, I don't know if it was, but it wasn't even an alcohol because I knew him. That's why I hugged him. But I was like, so after I hugged him, and then so me and Shay we walking off or whatever. So I'm like, Shay, who was that? She's like, wait, you don't know. Then she's like, I feel like that was Michael. So I'm like, I don't think so. Like I could not remember who he was. But yeah, that was crazy. Like I be really forgetting. Like I really been gone for a long ass time. So it's just like to be running into these people. Yeah. Baby girl used to get around. Not for real, but sort of kind of. Okay, so that was just a vibe or whatever. But okay, so I can't wait to get to a key with Kata because we got some things to talk about. So let's go ahead and start the shit off with Q and the Q question, Shay. Thank you. Have you ever read a book that affected you to the point where you still think about it often? Okay, so like affected me, like in what way that's like played a part in my life? Because a lot of Zane books definitely played a part in my life. Like my TT Carolyn gave me my very first sexual book called Addicted by Zane. And yeah, she's the one that actually gave me the idea of wanting to have sex outside, like outside on the top of a car, and the idea of giving fellatio in a theater. But yeah, she's doing this because, yeah, she's a whore too. Oh. But yeah, so if that's what this question means, then yeah, that I think Addicted was, yeah, the very first book that had me like, oh, I can't wait to grow up and be nasty and do stuff like this. Like, that's where. And then for non-sexual, there's a lot of like, there's this one book, so I forget the name of it, but the one of the chapters in the book was like an introduction to Tantra, and that really had me like interested in Tantra and what it is, and being one with like your counterpart. So that's something that I always think about. Like the next relationship I'm in, I really want to practice Tantra with them and like seriously. So that's another thing that I think I always think about that affected me. But I have yet to like practice it. So that was cool. Okay, so let's go on and key with a cocktail. I'm sipping SoCo Solo. All right. And I'm probably gonna chase it with water. This is what we've been drinking. We was drinking this over the weekend, and actually been drinking this for the past couple of weekends. SoCo is very sweet. Like if you're somebody that doesn't like to do a lot of chasing or don't really like the taste of alcohol, I feel like SoCo is kind of cool. Get to the point. It's only 70%, and it's like it has like a caramel, like sweet taste to it. So you don't just necessarily have to chase it if you don't want to. We can literally chase it with anything. It won't like throw the taste off. So yeah, SoCo. Did y'all hear about the black lady from Georgia who's brain dead and pregnant? You did? Okay, well, or you didn't? Okay, well, we're gonna talk about it. So this is lady, right? So this is what happened. So she's from Georgia, and she had went to the hospital for, I think, a headache. I wrote it down. I can't find the page. But she went into the hospital for a headache. And then they ended up letting her leave. But when she went into the hospital, she was already 8 weeks pregnant, 6 or 8 weeks pregnant. So she went and had a really bad headache. So they ended up giving her medicine and having her leave. Like, here, just take this medicine. You know how doctors are with black people. They like kind of care, but they really don't care. I don't know. But so she ended up leaving, and this happened in February. And so the next day after she was discharged, the next night she woke up like gasping for breath, like she woke up out of her sleep gasping for air. So she went back into the ER, and that's when they found out that she had blood clots in her brain. And literally like hours after the doctors found out that she had blood clots, she was pronounced brain dead. So the reason why this is such a big deal was, first of all, the fact that she had like, that's like the scariest things for like you to go to a hospital thinking you're going in for like a little minor thing like a stomach ache or a headache or just something like super super small, and then you come like you're being diagnosed with like 3 days to live and shit. Like that's fucking scary. But she was 8 weeks pregnant, right? And so since she was brain dead, her fetus was continuing to grow. And the big thing was, I guess, that the abortion, because of the abortion law in Georgia being that after 6 weeks it's illegal to get abortion, they have to go along with the term. And the parents, so the mom, she's cool with it. Like she wants to have her daughter give birth, or she wants the baby to be carried to full term, because that she was like, that's an extension of my daughter, she'll still be here, a piece of her will still be here. So the mom is cool with it, like she wants to have the baby. But I guess it was saying that she was a little upset because I guess like a what if, like the fact that they basically don't even have a choice. Like it's not her decision, it's not the family's decision whether or not they want to have her carry the baby to full term, because she is brain dead and there's a slight chance that something can be wrong with the baby.
Yeah.
But as of now, the baby's growing, the baby's healthy. So hopefully, yeah. So hopefully the baby, like the mom wants the baby to be born, like she wants, but I guess it's just sad for her because it's like, what if, she didn't want to have the baby, or what if, something was going, like, there's just a chance that something was going wrong with the baby, and she still has to fucking carry the baby, like, and the family doesn't have a choice. That's crazy to me, but all because of the law. Yeah, crazy. But I thought, that was kind of a good story and kind of sad all in one. So, did y'all hear about the Golden Dome that Trump is wanting to build over the U.S.? Okay, you did? Well, I'm talking about it. You did it? Listen, pay attention. So, the U.S. government or whatever helped Iraq with what they called an Iron Dome. And the Iron Dome was to basically shield Israeli from like missiles and stuff, and it was just over that one area, which they say is Israeli is like the size of New Jersey. So it was like a small like little protection thing that would shield out missiles and all types of like powerful nukes and shit. So Trump wants to do what's called a Golden Dome, so it's similar to that but on a bigger scale over the whole U.S. And Canada just they want in on it too, so it could potentially go over Canada and the U.S. So what the Golden Dome is a $175 billion project. And I was trying to look and see how we're going to pay for it, and I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know how we're paying for it, but it's getting paid for. Okay, so it's $175 billion multi-layer multi-layer defensive system used to shield hypersonic missile threats, including the ones that can be launched from space. That's what kind of tickled my button, because what the fuck are y'all launching from space? Like, what's really going on? Okay? But yeah, so that's what is going on right now. So basically, it's like this shield that protects the U.S. as well as Canada from missiles and all types of threatening hypersonic stuff that can fuck up the country as well as Canada. So it costs $175 billion. And yeah, he has an estimate that it can be done within 3 years. That's his goal. And yeah, that's what the word on the street is. So looking forward to that. I'm just interested because anything that has to do with space, I'm fucking with it. And I am a little curious as to what is being launched from space that you guys are so worried about. So that's just a little small information on the Golden Dome. I'll be keeping up with that. Another thing I wanted to talk about was okay, so I'm gonna talk about the Diddy trial, but I'm only gonna do a little bit of it because I honestly don't give a fuck. I feel like he's already guilty. And yeah, I just feel like I did a lot last week, and I'm just not doing that every week because I don't care enough. But Kid Cudi, however, did go on a stand, y'all. So I will talk about his testimony. So Kid Cudi was testifying and talking about his experience with Puff Daddy from 2011 to 2012. But in 2011, he was fucking with Cassie. Diddy found out. So Diddy, not allegedly because he testified, he was testifying about how Puff Daddy broke into his house. So I guess Puff Daddy broke in, and when Kid Cudi wasn't there, he wasn't there, but he saw on his phone that I guess he was able to see that somebody had broken into his house, and he saw that it was Puffy. So Kid Cudi calls up Puffy like, niggas, you in my motherfucking house? And Puffy was like, yeah, playboy, I'm waiting here waiting for you. We finna have a conversation. So that nigga hung up the phone and called the police and was like, I need y'all to go to my house. This nigga Puffy's over there. I don't know what the fuck he got going on, but he broke into my shit. By the time the police got there, Diddy wasn't there, but he did not fail to fuck up his shit. So what he did was he moved cameras around. Also, he locked his dog, Kid Cudi's dog, into the bathroom, and he opened up gifts that did not fucking belong to him. So he's just in this man's house just doing shit. Crazy. Yeah, so that's what happened. And then I guess later on, supposedly after Kid Cudi and Cassie had broken things off, this was sometime in 2012, there was like a, what do they call it? They called it a Molotov mocktail, which I guess is what makes the car blow up, like some type of concoction of bombs or gas or whatever type of shit that you can blow some shit up with. So what happened was the his dog sitter called him and the police alerting that his Porsche was on fire. So when they got to the scene of the crime, i.e. his car, they found that sitting on his seat in his Porsche was a Molotov mocktail, which caused the car to blow up. So that's, what basically, happened. But during the court hearing, the judge, he accepted the defenses, which is Puffy's side. He accepted the defense's objection to that whole situation because they couldn't prove that, because the prosecution couldn't prove firsthand that Diddy had anything to do with Kid Cudi's car being blown up. Because anything outside, like if it's not him admitting to it, it's all hearsay. So of course the defense was right to object to it and everything, but it really doesn't matter because Cassie already testified that Diddy told her that he was going to do it. So, even though that the judge didn't allow that information to kind of go through, Cassie already testified saying that Diddy did it. So that doesn't really matter. But that's pretty much it as far as that I give a fuck about. Everything else with all the sex workers that's testifying, it's nothing new. Diddy's a freak. Cassie was in love and wanted to be famous. And yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like we already have the evidence that he's guilty. So I'm just waiting for that. So I probably would not be talking about this case every week unless it's something that I feel like I want to talk about. So yeah. Oh, Miss Shirley. Why did I just find out, Shay, that Shirley is a little girl? So she is a little baby girl, beautiful, 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 beautiful little girl. But like her mom, people are feeling like she's exploiting her daughter because, and I don't know, like it's a little risque. Like, I feel like there's a lot of pedophiles in the world. I do feel like it's a lot of freakazoids. I do feel like it's a lot of people that are predators, and I think that even though she may feel like she's not doing anything wrong, or she has her best daughter's interest in heart, or that maybe nobody can get to her child, but you just never know. Like, you just never know. And I just think that she's kind of dancing on a fine line here with, it's becoming a little exploitive, in my opinion, with the OnlyFans. And she came out and said that she only has OnlyFans for her fans. Like, it's not anything beyond that. But I don't know. It's just weird. People are paying to see that. I don't know. I just think that people are creeps. Like, this is the same site where motherfuckers pay to look at people's feet and shit and look at naked people. Like, why do you have your daughter on a site like that? Even if you're not using it for anything sexual like that. Like, I just think that's crazy. And it's just you having her dance in front of all these grown-ass men and women. Motherfuckers are freakazoids. So, I don't know. I just think that people just want to get money and want to get money fast, and they just will kind of do it by any means. And I just think we live in a time where everything is done in front of the camera and everything is like quick, getting money quick, going viral real quick. Like, everything is just quickly done. So, and about clout too. So, I don't know. I think she's cute. I think it can be innocent, but I just think it's getting to be a little much. And I just think that I just want her to be a little girl. Like, I just feel like it's just She's just doesn't seem like fun anymore. It just seems like work for her and her mom. And it's creeping me out because she's a little girl. And I just think about all the predators that can be looking at her in a sexual way or planning to kidnap. My mind just goes everywhere. Like, she gonna get kidnapped. Like, people are just creepy. And, you're not, people are so slick. Like, all you have to do is just turn your head or turn your back for 5 minutes and your daughter can be gone. And you just never know. But, I mean, hey, if a dollar make you holler, girl, I don't know. Let's go ahead and keep things pushing. We're going to go ahead and get into my favorite subject of this podcast. It's into the stars, into the stars, into the stars. We're still working on it. So we are finished talking about the 7 days of the week. And oh my God, this is episode 8. So we finished the 7 planets and how each planet rules over each day of the week. That was fun and interesting. But now we're going to kind of move on over to holidays. I'm still figuring out if I want to do every holiday, but I might. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But today we're going to talk about Valentine's Day and its origin. Okay, so doing this was a little bit not difficult, but I don't know, feeling a type of way because the information that I thought was going to be super, super easy to find that I once stumbled across a few years ago wasn't that easy to find. So, but I did find it. But I'm just gonna be basic about it. I feel like if you guys want to get more into its origins, like, I'll open the door, but you guys go through it, okay? So, Valentine's Day. So today's holiday and how we celebrate it, pretty much it's mixed from two different POVs, from a Christian tradition as well as the Roman festivals version of it. So it's kind of, they take from both of those, and that's how we celebrate Valentine's Day together. So I'm going to break it down from the Christian's point of view and then the Roman festivals point of view. So there's a guy by the name of Pope 𝙲'𝚃 II. He crowned the name Feast of St. Valentine. So it went from that to just Valentine's Day, but it was originally called the Feast of St. Valentine. And the reason why it was called the Feast of St. Valentine is because they honored this man named St. Valentine. Because back in the day, so also around this time, this was like around the time of 496 AD. And the reason why they called it the Feast of he called it the Feast of St. Valentine, or coined that, invented that, was because, so around this time, there was a lot of St. Valentines, but the specific St. Valentine that they were paying homage to was the one that back in the day, this St. Valentine, so there was an emperor, and the emperor's name was Claudius II, and he was 100% against soldiers being married. And the reason why is because he felt like if the soldiers were married, they weren't going to be good soldiers. And so he was against it. So this St. Valentine, he was against Emperor Claudius II being against it. So he started to marry couples in secrecy until the day they found out, until Emperor Claudius found out, and he was sentenced to death. Okay, so I've heard two versions of this. This is two versions of this. One of them was that he was gay. It's a lot of information on the Roman Greeks being homosexuals. But as I was getting more into that, I started getting into Easter. So I just told myself I was going to be basic. So that's why I'm not going to get more so into the homosexual part of it. I'm just gonna go with this basic shit. But anyways, so before he died, he allegedly wrote his boyfriend or girlfriend a letter, and he started off the letter by saying, "Dear Saint Valentine, your dearest Saint Valentine." So that's how basically, yeah, so that's what that came from. So I guess it's like, that's where that came from. So that was like that part. So now from the Romans. So also, Roman festival had this thing called Lupercalia, and it was a festival that lasted from February 13th to February 15th. Hence February 14th, Valentine's Day. But it lasted over the course of those 3 days, and they celebrated love and fertility. Now it kind of got a little creepy, freaky here. So it was a festival that included sex, violence, rituals, as well as sacrifices. So basically what they would do is the men would get a goat, allegedly a goat, because like I said, I've heard this story other ways, but I'm not going to get into the other one that I've heard. But they'll get an animal, and a goat or a dog or whatever, human, who knows, and they cut it up and take the blood and rub it all over itself, all over the men, and the men will dance around and hitting the women with some kind of undergarment that was made from the animal. And that was their ritual. And they'll have and so to pick their sexual partners, what they would do is, so they will write their names down. They will write all the women or men, whoever's names down on sheets of papers and put it in a jar. And the men will have to pick a name out of the jar. Whoever name they pick, they will have to be with them that weekend. And sometimes the affair lasted until the next Valentine's Day. Or some of them would get married and be together forever. But that's how they would choose their lovers, on Valentine's Day. And that was the whole ritual thing. Eventually, as time progressed, the festival became a little bit more trivial, and it wasn't taken as serious, since they started, instead of doing things naked, they would just slowly start chipping away at the ritual, the festival, the things that they did on the festival. They'll just kind of chip away at it. So like, it went from them being completely naked, probably killing humans, to killing animals, from killing animals to not killing anybody. It started to become more like less and less and less of a thing, and more like judged. So eventually we came to today. So crazy. I thought that was pretty interesting. But now, so I also heard that Saint Valentine was a homosexual. There's a lot of Greeks and Romans who were homosexuals back then. And it's not like a secret of it, but it was a little harder for me to find that information. But if you look up Lupercalia, they do talk a little bit about the homosexuality. But yeah, it's not as, and it's really watered down, which I guess, whatever. They have the power to do that. But yeah, so that's pretty much Valentine's Day and its origins. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into the kinky questions. Shay, cue the kinky questions. Thank you. What's your craziest role play fantasy? Oh, what's my craziest role play Oh, I have one. This isn't crazy, but I've kind of done this too, but not like all the way in. So it's not even crazy. I'm so boring. But my thing, I want to go, and I want to my dude to pick me up. I want to do the whole nine though. I want to go to a bar. In my mind, I want us to be at this very fancy hotel. The one that I have in mind is downtown Dallas. Really cute. And I want him to pick me up. I want to have a room upstairs. And I I want like that. I want it to be like a one night stand, but with my dude. Like I want to like he really don't know me. I really don't know him. We come there in our separate cars and all of that. Like I want that. I want to do that. I've done it a little bit, but not like all the way to like we're in a hotel, we're at the hotel, at the bar, nothing like that. Like I want it to be like he literally don't know me. I don't know him. I could lie and say I'm married. Like, you know, I want to do something like that. I do. I will. I know I'm going to do it. But yeah, that's probably, that don't even seem crazy, but that's something I do want to do. Like, but be serious. Like, not, I don't want to break character not one time. Oh, my nipples is getting hard thinking about it. But yeah, that's one fantasy I do want to do. Oh my God, we're already to the end. This is where my, who's a free spirit, tells a tale. Hence the word, it's a tale of a free spirit. This is a story of that time where I got, no, that, how should I word it? That time when Shay and I's friendship elevated to the next level and not in a freaky way. It was a Tuesday night. Shay and I was downtown drinking. We was with 1, 2, 3 other people, 3 other girls. And so we was like 21, 22, 21, 20 around this time. So we was like lit. We was always kicking it. And so we went to our favorite bar, which was Brothers, and we would go there. We got fucked up there. So this is how I knew our night was going to be epic. We kind of got into it with these guys at Brothers, but it wasn't like, it was funny. Like we were laughing about it. But it was like definitely like, it was just like, were we being attacked this night or what was going on? Like it was just like we sensed hostility, but it was fun. So we're leaving. So it's like 1 something, probably close to 2. We're leaving the bar. And it's me, Shay, and one other person. She had already like left us. Like she already was probably at the parking ramp, like gone. So it's me, Shay, and 2 other people now, 2 other girls. And for some reason, I wasn't next to Shay. So we're standing like in front of like this club called what used to be Aqua. And it's a Tuesday night, so it's not like a lot of people are downtown. So I'm talking. I don't know who the fuck I was standing next to, but I know it wasn't Shay. Like Shay wasn't near me, but it was me, somebody else. It was either one person or the other person, one girl or the other girl. So this guy comes up to me and he's trying to hit on me. Mind you, we're all drunk. Like I'm drunk. I'm pretty sure the guy that was talking to me was drunk. The girl I'm with was drunk. Shay's drunk. The other girl we was with was drunk. We're all drunk. So he comes to me. He's like hitting on me. So I'm like, what? I ain't fucking with you. Whatever. So then he's like, it gets hostile. Like he's like, you know how dudes be when y'all get rejected and y'all just got to prove a point. So he's like, he pulls out a card. I don't know if it was a debit card or a credit card, but whatever card it was, he pulls it out and I snatched it and I bend it. Because don't do that. So I snatched the card, I bend it, and next thing I know, mind you, I'm 5'5", thick of the thighs, yeah. This motherfucker lifted me like I was a motherfucking feather, honey. He lifts me up and body slams me in a puddle of water. I ain't ashamed to say I got body slammed, okay? It's the fact that he lifted me up, okay? I ain't as heavy as I look, okay? So he lifts me up, body slams me, and he's like, it doesn't feel like he's punching me, but I feel like he probably was, because like, what else are you doing? So he's like on top of me, and I'm cracking up. So I'm like, somebody's on top of him, and I'm already knowing it's Shay. So I'm like, Shay, mind you, I don't see her, but I know somebody's on top of him because he's screaming. So I'm like, Shay, get him off me. Like, get him off me. Because he's like over me, holding me down, and somebody's on his back. So she gets him up and like has him by the neck and shit. And when I tell you we started fucking this man up, shout out to you. Sorry. Cause that was fucked up. We fucked him up. But yeah, so Shay's holding him and we're literally jumping this dude. Like, we fucked this man up really bad. Like, it was crazy. It was so much fun. And so after we're done, so it was this how I knew it was kind of bad, because the people that was watching, they was watching like outside of Aqua, they was like, y'all, that's enough. Let him go. They was like, that's enough, y'all. Let him go, let him live. Like, me and Shay was fucking this man up. And yeah, so after all of that happened, we let him go, whatever. And then one of our friends came and just maced this motherfucker with a whole can of bear mace, just his whole body, like he wasn't just beat the fuck up. That was crazy. Yeah, but I feel like in that moment, I was so proud of my friend, because by this time we had been friends for what? Like, we were probably in our earlier 20s, but I was always like kind of a fighter back in the day. So they always been there, like, make sure I don't get jumped, all that type of shit. But it's like, your friends will always say they got your back, but it's like, do you really? Like, I ain't never just been in a position where they had to jump in on a fight, or like anything like that. So you swing, I swing. Like, that's literally our shit. That's my best fucking friend. Like, you're not finna touch her in my prey. Like, you're not finna do shit. And just for some shit to really pop off and we're fucked up, and like for her to really, I just felt like this is really my best friend. Like, my bitch really, like, we really beat this like ass together. I'm still off that shit to this day. Like, I love it. My nigga had my back. The fuck? You ain't fought your best friend, you don't even have one for real. But yeah, that's that story. It was a time. That was 35, 25. That was over 10 years ago. So
Like 2012, 2013.
It was right before I moved to Tech. Like, literally, like, that happened probably like in the summer of that year, and I moved to Texas like literally like that December, January. Like, it was 2012, 2013. So, but yeah, like, that was over 10 years ago, and we're not fighters, we're lovers, but don't test me or her. All right, so we are reaching the end of this number 8 episode of C'est La Vie, Tales of a Free Spirit. But before we go, I am going to, of course, read you guys a poem or a quote that has resonated with me. And honestly, this is a simple one. It's from Rumi. If the poet Rumi, if you have been following me, then you will know who Rumi is. I did a little introduction on the poet, who he is. He was born September 30th. He's from Afghanistan. He is a poet, a philosopher. His philosophy is through God. Your way through God and finding God is through love, dance, music, things like that. He's very much into like metaphysics and stuff. So I am really in love with him. It's very simple. Wherever you are and whatever you do, be in love. And that resonated with me because I found myself talking to my mom and talking to people that I'm doing what I want to do. Like, I love helping people, and I love like my profession as far as being in the medical field, but not only just from my natal chart, but just from like my gut and my intuition. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in the medical field. Like, I want to help people in another way. And for the first time in a very long time, I feel like I'm on that path. And as long as you're on this earth, you have a purpose. And as long as you are doing what you love and doing what you want that'll make you happy, then you're walking in that destiny. And that's where that just resonated with me. Like, whatever you do, wherever you are, just make sure whatever you're doing, you're in love with it. And I love this podcast, and I'm so happy. And I just feel like, I'm going to be successful in whatever I do because it's what I want to do. And it's in my, it's what I just feel like it was what I'm put here to do. Even if I'm not sure 100% where I'm going with, this podcast or whatever, but it's what I want to do. It's what makes me happy. It's what fulfills me. It's what gets me up in the morning. And I love being a phlebotomist. I love working in the hospitals, but I burn out so quickly from it. I don't like it. And I like it, but I don't love it. And I just know that that's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not meant to be in a hospital every day. I'm not meant to be in a clinic. I'm not meant to be in a plasma center. I'm meant to be right here with you guys, showing my tits. No. But no, seriously, in all actuality, I'm meant to help people in a different way. So that's where, that's why that resonated with me. So yeah, that's it. That's all. I hate to say goodbye. I hate it. Oh, my sister got me this glass water bottle, Melva. She has a Leo one just like it. But I was gonna take it with me to work, but I'm gonna use it as a prop because I am a clumsy ass bitch. So we're just gonna keep that there. But isn't it cute? But yeah, so I'm stalling. That's it. That's all. Thank you so much for supporting me. I love you. I live for you. And just remember, stay la vie. Tales of a free spirit. Bye.